Hi, welcome to this Freeform version 2019 demonstration video. This video is going to be talking about hybrid construction tools. Now, what's a hybrid construction tool, you might ask? Well, we had a whole bunch of tools that were spread throughout Freeform with near identical functionality, except for the fact that they created different types of geometry. Wirecut being the most common tool, we had clay, we had mesh, we had solid, and we had sub-D. So we decided to consolidate these tools into a single tool that would allow you to create the geometry and offer some new functionality. Let's take a look at the hybrid construction tools. You will see there's a new palette over here in the stack, and there are 5 tools in here. Extrude, which will be replacing Wirecut. Revolve, which is replacing Spin. Curve Network to Piece. Sweep, and Loft. Because most of the functionality that is covered in these tools is present in Extrude, I'm going to start there. As always, we need to start with a plane and a sketch. So I will create a simple star and enter Extrude. If you look at the Dynabar, you will see that it's familiar, but there's some changes from the original Wirecut tool. First of all, you begin by choosing the geometry type you want to create. You can pick from the list clay, mesh, solid, or sub-D. And this button right here gives you the construct new piece options. So instead of having the create a new piece clay button, that is consolidated into this palette so we can have all of the construction types in one place. The profile select looks the same, so I'm going to click on that. I get my green arrow and I move on. Now you will notice things have changed a bit. Inside Extrude, we get a preview of the resulting geometry. This was not the case in Wirecut. The center plane where the sketch is now fixed. You cannot drag this plane out as you used to be able to in Wirecut, but we've added the option for a second direction. So if I turn this on and change this to 25, you can see that we have 2 directions from the center plane, making it more predictable, making it controllable, and now you know the size of the object you're going to create, and we have the ability to apply draft on one side, and we can apply draft on the other. So if I set that to 5 degrees as well, it's going to have a positive draft in both directions. These both do accept negatives, so you can taper and create an object like that. So this will be much more similar to working in a traditional CAD application. And you will notice that we have a series of apply buttons. Apply as new piece. That's pretty self-explanatory. This will create a brand new object. I will undo, and we keep our preview. Combine, so this here is combining into an existing piece of clay or other type of geometry. Remove, which is cut away. We have intersect, and that's been around, and we have a mode called separate, which is going to do basically the 2 operations of intersect and remove and not destroy the original data. All of these are going to be available in the other tools as well, which is why I wanted to start off by showing you Extrude. The next tool in the Hybrid Tools palette is Revolve. This is much like Spin, but we have some new features. Create a plane, go into Sketch, I will create a polygon, and give the center line an axis, and enter the Revolve tool. As I noted earlier, you choose your piece type first. So this time here is going to be mesh. I'm going to select my profile, and now you see inside Revolve you can select multiple profiles. So instead of having to do only a single profile in Spin, you can select multiple profiles because the next selection is guarded by a next step, where now you explicitly choose your axis. Click this and we get a preview. And just like extrude, we have direction 1 and direction 2. So if I set this to 180, we get half a revolution. If I set direction 2 to 90, we get 3/4. And you have the ability to interactively drag these planes. The apply buttons are identical to extrude, so we've already covered that. And now you can see that this is going to be a big change for people that are creating revolved objects. The next tool in the hybrid tool palette is the Curve Network to Piece tool. In order to show this one off, I do need to open up an example file. Our good old friend Vampire Boy. He's been with us since the Sensible days. I drew a curve network on this model. These are all individual curves. They are separated, so none of them are T-joints, and they are all three-sided or four-sided polygons. That is important when using this tool because T-joints are not allowed, and anything beyond four sides on a face will not be accepted. So I click Curve Network to Piece, and this time I'm going to choose Sub D. As you can see, the choices have been limited because we do not allow Sub D to Boolean or interact with other objects the same way that the other geometry types do, but there are advantages to using Sub D. So I'm going to hide the head and just show the curve network and select a single curve. Everything lights up green, so the algorithm accepts this as a solid cage. So I will click apply. And there we go. We have a full sub D object from that set of curves. Let me hide those and we'll take a look at this. You can see that for every single curve I had is now a curve in the control cage for the sub D. This is very handy because I can go in and edit this now. So if I select this edge right here, select a loop, I can crease this, the same with this. And if I select off of this, you can see now we have a piece of geometry that is editable by the sub D tools, and I can make all of the modifications I want and convert back to clay, I can convert to solid, I can do whatever I like. And finally, we will talk about loft and sweep. These tools I've saved to last because they have not gotten any new features, and they also don't support sub D, but they have gotten some of the enhancements that are global to all of the hybrid tools. So I'm going to choose loft. You see the ability to choose your piece type. So this time I'm going to choose solid. And of course I pick my profiles. I still get my preview. And we have the options for all of the geometry types. I mean, not geometry types, but all of the apply modes. And the ability to create a common solid, which is the old style solid, not the solid piece that was introduced in 2017. I'm going to create a solid piece from this object. You see this is now a first class citizen in our object list, and we have our solid. I hope you've enjoyed seeing these tools, and I look forward to hearing what you've been able to create with them.